Champions Corner.
Hello and welcome to our first episode of Champions Corner. I'm here with Colton Cross and Timmy Tesla. Just starting up this host, and we're having our first guest on here, the Boogie Johnson.
Woo! Let's go, Big B.
What's up, Boogie? There he is, man. Looking dapper in the suit, man. So, number 3 ranked welterweight, Boogie. You're in a comfortable position, top of the rankings. Below Muhammad, 3-0 as of last week. Babu Volk only in front of you. Where's your mind at right now?
I'm chilling. I don't even really know what to say.
It's fine. You're chilling, like I said before, chilling position. But, fights in the future, what are your eyes set on? Obviously, you want that championship fight. But are you ready to fight Bilal Muhammad off rip? Or is there any other type of fights you want to, settle with?
I'll fight Bilal. If you don't want to fight, I'll fight Babu. If you don't want to fight, I'll fight Harry. I'll fight anybody. If somebody wants to call me out, hey, bro, I accept it, bro.
Any fight, man?
Nobody.
So,
all right.
We've seen Diego Morales return. And instead of going middleweight, he is heading straight for welterweight. Do you think that's a bad idea for Morales? In your last altercation, you did get taken down in the first round. But this is a whole new weight class, a whole new Bryce. What's your opinion on that going down, and what do you think is going to happen based off that?
I don't think it's a good idea. He's not getting the belt at welterweight. Like, if we fought again, I would hurt him. I don't like talking trash and whatnot, but I would hurt him.
Do you think that his victory over you was a fraud win? Perhaps that Diego Morales might be a fraud.
I'm not gonna call him a fraud, but it definitely wasn't like
champion level caliber type fight.
He poked me in my eyes a few times. If you watch the fight, he was sticking his fingers in my eyes. He's a very dirty fighter. I couldn't even see.
So we're calling out eye pokes here too. Let's actually flash back to that round 1 submission, just so we could re-see that and tell the truth on it once and for all.
He lost first round. Oh my God!
And there we go. We just saw that right there, Bryce. And how do you feel about that? Rewatching that for the, I'm sure not the first time since the loss, but just rewatching it here. How do you feel about that? And what was going through your head in the moment and before you actually got in that ring? Before that, let's go, let's fight happened.
Okay, so in the moment, I already knew he was trying to jump on my back. He has elite BJJ. I'm not known as much as a grappler, but he jumped on my back. I got out of it the first time, but second time it was tight. And before the fight, I did underestimate him. I knew he was gonna go for a backpack and try to backpack me, and I guess, I really did. I underestimated him, I guess.
Do you think that when you were going in there, you thought that his grappling was going to be good, but not good enough to take you into that backpack right away? We know that was a pre-nerf backpack, so we all know how good that is. We all know how cheesy that was in the moment. But going into that, you just really didn't expect him to go for that right off the bat, huh?
Nope, not at all.
Not at all. Okay, well, Timmy Tesla, any questions for him?
Chad Warwick mentioned it right there. Big changes after that fight in the league commission for the UFC there. Do you think that, considering the fact that there were big changes right after your fight with Diego Morales, do you think that those were good changes that were made to the, legality of the backpack position and the way it's done?
It's kind of tough because that's taking away some people's fighting styles, but at the same time, it was kind of hard to beat. So,
would you say it was an unfair fighting style? Maybe those are the right words to use. A cheesy fight.
It's not like it's undeniable. It's not. It's still OP, but it's the same with Santi. He got
Ooh.
nerfed and he's still doing it. So
Mm.
I mean, Diego, he can still get a backpack. It's just gonna be a little bit harder. So I mean, I don't really have a problem with it. It's a good nerf, I guess.
Interesting. Okay, leading off of the talk of the backpack, man. You know, previous talks, you said you were willing to fight Harry Payne, a veteran fighter in the UFC, even before the UFC, RCC, he's been around. He's proven time and time again, he's one of the best to ever do it in the octagon. And you believe that you have the skill set right now to take him on?
I mean, yeah. I've been watching him for a while. I mean, he's what got me into UC and whatnot. RCL, I used to watch him. I saw all his fights and stuff, but yeah. I mean, I got what it takes to beat him.
Would you say at a time Harry Payne was your idol?
Nah, I wouldn't say that though.
You wouldn't say that?
Wouldn't say all that.
Okay.
You
Nah,
say anything like
not
that?
Harry Payne.
Would you
Who
say?
was your idol
Yeah,
from
that's a
back
good
in the day?
question.
Would you say?
I mean, shoot.
Yeah. What got you into it?
His name was I don't remember his name. I remember his display name. It was like Pretty Boy. And he had bubblegum the bubblegum face, and he wore like a green headband.
Pretty
He
Boy
was
EJ
tough.
maybe, or Flower Boy EJ? Was that it?
It might have been that. He was tough though.
Great fighter back in the day. A lot of the greats. Definitely. Do you think that helped you during your career, having some people to watch and look up to before you made your own attempt?
I mean, not really. I used to try to watch them, but you know how different the game is from then to now.
Oh,
So
for sure.
I mean, it didn't really help, but in my mind, I thought it was helping. So it's all about your mind. If you think it's helping, it's probably helping.
So let me
Well,
ask you
insightful.
this here. We haven't talked about your just recent win over Cam Morales yet. I've heard some rumors about somebody in your camp that was feeding information out. Is there any truth to this? Would you like to comment on this matter?
This is very true. Cerie Towns, you're a snake.
Ooh.
I mean, yeah, you're just a
Yeah.
bum.
Mm.
You had a draw with I think he's 2-4 fighter, I believe,
Whoa.
or it might be 1-4 actually.
Mm.
Felipe Silva, I mean, you're not good.
Yeah.
He's not good. Cerie
Well,
Towns,
do
horrible.
you have any statements for, this team of fighters, Jace Pierre, all those names in that camp that he's been working with, you got any statements on that?
No, I don't. All of them, I don't care about them. Irrelevant. Don't know any of them. So
Interesting. Well, another question to segue off of that, Boogie Johnson 5-1, man, there's a lot of names ranked in the welterweight division. I want your opinions on some because, you've been there, seen that, from a non-ranked fighter to now the number 3 ranked fighter. You know what I mean? So
I'm
I
six
just
and
want
one G.
yeah, but I just want your opinion
Yeah,
on a
you
few
said 5 and 1.
names. My fault. That's my bad. We got Bilal Muhammad sitting at number 1. Babu Volkan number 2. Even Travis Everidge, upcoming fighter in the division sitting at number 7. I just want your opinion on a few of them. What you think?
I mean, Bilal, he's a great fighter. I mean, you see him improve each fight. Like, he had 0 striking for his second fight. I mean, his striking was pretty bad.
Mm-hmm.
And then I guess his wrestling his wrestling helps his striking because he'll tire his opponent out on the ground. And then once you guys are up, I mean, he could just dominate on the feet.
Yeah.
So he's a good fighter. Babu Volk, I don't even know why he's ranked above me. I mean, had a dominant win over a ranked opponent. And he's 2-2.
Yeah, it's interesting.
No shade to him though, but
Yeah. And then, any other names in the welterweight that catch your eye? Any promising prospects, or even anywhere in the UFC that you might want to, represent, shout out a little bit.
shout out to my boy Santi, Igor. Yeah, those my boys.
About Igor,
Bortlam.
Oh, Bortland.
Yeah.
Well, about your friend Igor, you two have a close bond. Tell me a little bit more about Igor. He's been helping you for how long now?
That's been my boy since like I started Undisputed Combat. I mean, so like 2023, 2022. I mean,
hmm
we've been cool for a minute.
And Igor, he's what's his record again? Can you remember for me? I can't recall.
2-0,
He's
I
two
believe.
and zero. What do you have to say pertaining to his fighting style? His future in his division. What do you think? Any anticipation we should see?
I mean, he's a great fighter. I believe, me personally, I think he's one of the best fighters in the UFC. Uh, I mean, uh, in welterweight, I think he could easily get the belt. I think he could beat Bilal dominantly, but yeah.
Interesting.
Let's
Chad Warwick, any
yeah,
questions?
let's flash back to Cam Morales. We didn't really get on this. Let's actually take a trip down memory lane and let's go look at that unanimous decision win that you had over him.
The judges have decided this contest at the following results: 29-28, 29-28, and 29-28. All three judges have voted 29-28. Declaring the winner by unanimous decision, Boogie Chill Johnson.
So, we just watched that back. What was it like in that moment? That first round looked scary. Everybody was saying, what's Bryce doing? I mean, honestly, those were the reactions from the crowd, even the commentators looking at that. You were not looking your best. You had lost round one. And then those final two rounds, domination across the board. Cam Morales couldn't get anything going against you. You basically owned him, I would say, if those words aren't too disrespectful to Cam Morales. But, in that moment, when you finally heard your name getting called for that win, what did you feel? What was your coach, your camp saying to you?
I mean, they were like, that's just how you do it. I mean, I guess because I'm such like I'm used to having main event fights and whatnot, 5 rounders, So losing the first round isn't too much. I was just feeling him out. I mean, and once that first round finished, I was like, that's all he got. So he can't get much better from that. And I just, had to.
Had to get him, win.
Do you
Yeah.
think
Dominate
that,
fashion.
Bryce, that a lot of your fights going on from here, you're going to try that kind of feel them out round one type of thing, and then start gassing through and powering shots and putting combinations together in the second and third rounds? Or do you think that you're going to try to start faster in your next fight?
I mean, it depends on who my opponent is. I mean, I just gotta study them. It really does depend. Because if I had fought Cam Morales like I had fought Seishu Depp, Coleman, Nico LeBron, I might have lost that fight. I mean, I had good striking, but I just didn't really have a gas tank. So, I mean,
Well, speaking of that improvement, you name these previous fights, what do you think has been that main motivator for that improvement? Growth as a fighter is always important, and I'm just asking, what keeps you pushing to that next level, never getting too comfortable sitting at one spot.
I mean, I'm just trying to win a belt,
Mm-hmm.
Trying to start something, trying to be like the Spurs, a Spurs dynasty. Yeah.
Keep a dynasty, a legacy, and speaking
Yeah.
of, your motivations, what exactly did get you into UC? I know you mentioned, Pretty Boy being one of the main people, I wouldn't say you idolized, but, really got you into the sport, but, your own personal reasons. I'm asking, what exactly, wants you to chase for that goal?
I mean, honestly, I could barely remember. I think I had just seen a YouTube video one time. Oh, no. It was on, what's that one? The Harry Payne highlight.
Kiri
Where
Cali?
like,
Yeah.
yeah, Kiri Cali. And then, I had seen one of them. And I was like, oh, this game is cool. And I was like, oh, let me try it. And I just got into it. I mean, started fighting FSC, RCC, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, reputation. All right, Chad Ward, any question?
You know, Bryce, I think that wraps up the questions for me here. You know, we've discussed your, most recent win over Cam Morales. You know, that feeling you got from winning. You know, the Diego Morales backpack. Two Moraleses. You know, it's kind of funny if you think about it. You lost to one of them, beat the other. Actually, I do have one final question. Do you want that rematch with Diego?
I mean, yeah. If he's down, I'm down. I mean, we both know I'm better than him. He can't poke my eyes this time.
Ooh.
So, Diego Morales, you want that fight? You ready for it, Boogie? Anytime, any place,
Yeah, anywhere, bro. I'll fight you on EU ping, NA ping.
Oh,
I'll fight you anywhere, bro.
all right. Well,
Anywhere, anytime.
anywhere, any place from Boogie Johnson, it was a pleasure having you on for our first episode of Champions Corner. Give it up for Boogie Johnson.
Woo!
Go ahead and boogie on out of here.
All right,
We'll
Boogie.
see you guys next time in the second episode of Champions
Champions
Corner.